Hi there, my name is Jason, and I'll be moderating and speaking during today's webinar. We'll get things started very shortly. Please take this time to ensure you can hear me correctly. You should also be seeing the introductory slide to today's webinar on your screen with the title Demo, Employee Programs for Rides and Meals. I'll be back to kick things off shortly. Hi everyone, Jason here from Uber for Business. I'll be your moderator and speaker for today's webinar. Thanks for joining us. If you have a question at any point throughout today's webinar, use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to ask. We'll also allow time at the end of today's session to go through as many as we can. Today, we'll be doing a brief overview of Uber for Business and then diving into the product portfolio across rides, meals, and delivery. At the end, we'll give a quick demo of how organizations can use Uber for Business to create and set up meal programs for their employees to order individual or group meals. And this is whether they're working from home, back in the office, or in a hybrid environment. We'll also give a demo on how to set up a vouchers campaign. And then, as I mentioned, we'll leave some time for questions. So again, welcome everyone. As mentioned, my name is Jason, and I'm a product marketing manager here at Uber for Business. Super excited to be virtually here with all of you today. So you may or may not have seen this slide before, but before we begin, I just wanted to quickly set the stage here. So we've all come to know Uber as the easiest way to request a ride, and now to order a meal, to send a package, and much more. Uber for Business takes the power of the Uber platform and brings it to everyday business. Organizations around the world have seen the endless ways Uber's technology can be applied to the business world. For example, with business travel, office meals, etc. And as a result, over the last few years, we've expanded to 150,000 organizations across 26 countries. And with that expansion, we've introduced solutions to address a variety of different use cases, as you see on the right. These solutions span mobility or rides, meals, as well as delivery. So with Uber for Business, you can address your organization's business travel and commute needs, or for guests, you can address courtesy rides and events. You can also allow employees to order individual or group meals, and more recently, incentivize participation in virtual events with vouchers. We've also enabled organizations to offer same-day delivery and easily send and receive important documents or items. As you can see, the Uber for Business product portfolio spans many business needs. And I wanted to just quickly highlight a few of the more popular products. First product is a program, which you can create for both rides and meals. When you think about employee rides, business travel is often at the forefront. This product, the program, allows you to set up a program that would provide your employees an easy way to expense rides to the airport or transportation to and from meetings, something that was really helpful, at least pre-pandemic, and we see that post-pandemic as well. Similarly, and especially more important nowadays, you can also set up a program for your employees to commute to work. I don't know about you all, but I'm pretty anxious about going back to work, both in terms of traffic and safety. San Francisco traffic is definitely no joke. You can also set up a program on Uber for Business for employee meals. And this is wherever your employees work. So they can be working from home, they can be back in the office, or a hybrid of the two. And once you create the program, you can then add employees and allow them to order meals and easily expense those meals within certain policies and limits that you've set. if they're back in the office, a group order is an easy way to save time and still get your team the food that they need. And lastly, vouchers. Vouchers is an easy way to cover the cost of a ride, meal, or both. It's a product that you can distribute to anyone at scale, and all the recipient needs to do is claim the voucher, and they'll be able to provide it or apply it to an eligible ride or meal. We've seen this product being used to drive attendance for virtual events such as this one, or foot traffic for stores, and just boosting employee morale. What's great is you only pay for what's used, so it helps you control costs. All right, now we'll get a chance to show you some of these products in action. First up, here's the Uber for Business dashboard. Here, you can create those rides and meals programs for your business. The first screen that we're on right now is the Activity tab, where you can see rides and meals ordered by employees or guests. You can filter the list. You can also export the data to a CSV file. And you can also see details for specific employees or activity that's happened with your programs, such as the date, the time, location, program name, the service product used, as well as how much was spent. And here's the People tab. This tab shows you all the current users, as well as invited users. You can see here that in green, those are the users who've accepted and joined a program, and yellow is pending. So you can always give them a nudge just to make sure that they attend or they join the program. You could also search for a specific user, or again, export a list of users as needed. You can also leverage groups to segment users. And so clicking in here, you can tailor access to specific programs. So for example, here you want your company's executives to be a part of a specific group, and those 10 people have access to certain types of programs, and you can allow access to that group specifically. Next is the Programs tab. So the Program tab is where we're going to focus on more for this demo. This is where you can create a new program, choose from template. You can also copy an existing program, or you can build your own. You can also copy one just based off of duplicating an existing one. So the templates can provide inspiration, but for this example, let's create our own. So here we click Build Your Own, and you select Eats. We're just going to do that one for the sake of this example. So here on the screen, you can edit your program name. Name it whatever you want, whether it's late night meals. Right now we have it as Build Your Own Eats, but you can also change this to reflect certain types of programs that your organization wants to offer to employees or et cetera. You can also add the description just so that people who use the dashboard can know which programs that they're leveraging. Then you can configure the rules that you want for this program. And this is where you have more control over the level of benefit that you want to provide to your employees or the amount of spending. Common limits that are set are around spending allowance. So we can actually click into here really quickly just to show. Here you can just define whether you want to cover the full amount of the meal or cover a partial amount. Another common limit to play around with is also delivery time. So let's say you want to specify it's only for lunch or only for dinner, et cetera, or during certain days of the week, or you can just customize the time and you can select that based on what you want for your program. So you can click edit into all of these. There's also expense code that you can make sure that an expense code is required when your employees order a meal. Specific delivery locations, if you want just deliver it to the office, or if it's work from home, then you open it up. Pickup locations, et cetera. And there's also item restrictions that you can restrict it to certain items as well. So once you're done, you name the program, add a description, added certain rules that you want to apply, you just click Save Changes, and your program will be created. If we scroll down here, you see the program that you just created in the inactive programs, and you just simply toggle, and it'll be active, and you'll be all set. As you can see here, there are also other programs here in this demo account, but you can also create programs like we mentioned earlier for rides as well. And so we have stuff for business travel, we have a program for courtesy rides, and you can also do one for commute. So that's the programs side of things. For the last part of the demo, I wanted to show you how to create vouchers. From the Uber for Business dashboard, you can actually click up here to create vouchers, or you can just go to vouchers.uber.com. Vouchers are an easy way for you to cover the cost of a ride or a meal for anyone, whether it's to provide a lunch for a team meeting, incentivize attendance to a virtual event, or provide transportation as part of a VIP experience or for an event. Once you're at the vouchers dashboard, you can see your active, upcoming, completed, and canceled campaigns here as well as in the feed. And just for definition, a campaign is a set of vouchers with the same parameters that you've created to be distributed. So to create a new campaign, you can click Create a New Voucher. And here you have options for all of the different types of vouchers. So as mentioned, I think early on in the presentation, we have 3 different types. One you can create for flexibility, and you can just send it to your recipient. They can choose whether or not they want to use it for a ride with Uber or Uber Eats. And then you can also have specific vouchers sent just for Uber Eats and just for rides. So we provide that optionality there. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to just click vouchers for all Uber products. So we're going to click that. And once we get into the next screen, this is where you can edit the name of your campaign. And you can also edit details such as start and end date. You can also choose actually from a template as well. So there's similar to the programs where you can also choose from a predetermined set of templates. You can also do that for vouchers as well. And it makes it just easier the next time you want to create a voucher campaign. You can also add an internal memo that's optional, i.e. with expense code, etc. And if you click continue, next you'll customize details around the specific of the vouchers. So whether it's the number of vouchers, the coverage provided, whether or not you want to do a dollar credit or a discount in terms of percentage or dollar as well, the amount per voucher, and limits around the expiration. And this is where I think specific to the vouchers product, it's a lot in terms of providing that added sense of control around what you want to provide to the recipient, which is great. And then you can also see here kind of an estimate of cost, and this is based on just usage again. On the next page, you can add recipients. So you could do this either manually, so you can just manually enter recipient name, email, or phone number. You could also update or upload a file, paste a list simply in. So if you just have plain text, you could do that as well. And it's really easy to just add the distribution list and get everyone here. And then you'll see, for example, employee A, employee B, and their emails and phone numbers there. And this is recommended as we'll then just take this recipient list and we'll send out the vouchers on your behalf. So it's the easiest and most efficient way. But it's also an option. You can also skip this step and send vouchers via a link directly to recipients. So if you click continue, you can also select the distribution method. So you can get a general link, which is one voucher link for all recipients. Or you can have a unique voucher link that can be sent to individuals. And this is just for more granular data and control, and you can really understand who redeemed it, and also gives you more control over who's getting it, making sure that that you can get that information when you need. And the last screen is just for you to review. So you can even preview what guests will see, and you click that, it'll just pop up with an example. And you can also just review all the details, make sure that everything's okay. If not, go back and edit it and just make sure that everything is good to go. You can also preview what communications will be sent out to your recipients. And these are just in the form of emails, SMS, and push notifications. And so this is great because at the end of the day, you do want your recipients to enjoy and use the benefit or the credits that you've offered them. So it's great that they get these nudges along the way to make sure that they claim it properly, that it's in their account, and that they're able to use it when they want to. And it also summarizes the distribution method that you selected. So once you're done, you just click confirm and continue. And once completed, it will show up in the upcoming section of the feed. So we just created my demo event, and you can view the details here. So you can click the chevron or the arrow to the left to view details. And if you click that, then it just shows you, how many vouchers have been claimed so far, how much have you spent in terms of how many trips and meals were ordered. And you can get additional details here in terms of the specific employees and status as well. There's tracking and voucher details along with that. Also, if you wanted to just grab the link again, and you wanted to send it out, again, either via an email within your company or organization, you can also view the voucher link here, grab the link or grab the code to send out again. And then you can also see what campaigns are active, whether or not you have existing events going on. Here we have the employee appreciation event, company all hands, and those are campaigns that are active and running, and you can check on the details there. That concludes the demo portion of our presentation today. Just wanted to wrap up with this slide. So we've talked a lot today about Uber for Business and its products. As you can see from the demos, it's pretty easy for your employees, guests, or customers as well. It's also easy for you to set up and experience the multiple different solutions that address use cases across the board. So it's easy to set up Uber for Business, manage rides and meals all from one dashboard. It's just as easy for your employees and guests. Employees can use the Uber app and just create a business profile. And with that, they can easily expense meals and rides. They can also separate business and personal expenses and save time and stay productive. So it's kind of a win-win across the board. With the Uber app, they can also claim and redeem vouchers easily. So we demoed that earlier, but on the recipient side of things, they just use their Uber app. You can see this screen here where they just claim the voucher, it's added to their Uber account, and everything is good to go there. They can also receive details of rides via SMS and phone. And this is for the other products that we offer. So they can get details of their ride or et cetera. All right, well, it looks like we have time for a few questions. First one is actually a common one. What's the cost to use Uber for Business? Using the Uber for Business platform and the dashboard itself actually come with no cost. Once you've set up the programs, you obviously pay for the rides taken or the meals ordered. And similarly, you pay for all of the vouchers that are redeemed. But all the technology that we're building on top of the Uber platform for businesses, the dashboard and all the controls that are offered are free to use. So that's definitely a great platform to leverage for organizations. Another question, and I think we talked a little bit about this, but I can definitely provide a little bit more detail. So when offices reopen, can we still use Uber Eats for our meal program? And the answer is yes, of course. So the great thing with creating a meal program on Uber for Business is that you can create different programs for different groups of people, as shown in the demo. So for example, you can set a program that is for work from home, and then you can assign a certain group, whether it's within certain geographies or certain areas. And then you can set one up that's for in-office meals or even a hybrid. So the program allows for that flexibility, and you can definitely, and we understand, I think Uber is also experiencing this as well, but a lot of different organizations have different scenarios in which their employees are working from all sorts of different places. So leveraging the meal program aspect of Uber for Business is a way for you to continue to provide those benefits that either you did during the COVID period or pre-pandemic when you had people going into the office. The last question that we have is around vouchers. So what is the best way to distribute vouchers? So as mentioned, there are different ways to distribute vouchers. And I think it's depending on your situation and preference. So as shown in the demo, there's an option for you to just add names during the creation flow, and then we, Uber, will send the vouchers out for you. Or if you want more control over it, you could take that link and you can actually take the code within the link too. So there are different ways for you to go about this, but then you can send that out to your recipients and maybe even turn it into a QR code. We've actually done that ourselves during some of our webinars or our virtual events. We've also seen other companies do that as well. You could just point the camera up to the QR code as an attendee and then easily claim the voucher that way as well. So there are definitely different and unique ways to distribute the vouchers, but the product kind of allows for that flexibility in terms of distribution. And I think those are all the questions that we have right now. If you happen to have more questions, after this session, we didn't have time to answer that or didn't address that during the webinar, feel free to reach out to us or learn more at our website. If you liked the demo and wanted to see more, please reach out to our team. They'd be happy to share more details. So thanks everyone for joining, and have a great rest of the day.